Hey y'all, it's Miss Johnson. I'm still in my PJs for Spirit Day. So you get a PJ video from me. Okay, so we are talking about the assignment. Oh, Introduction to X Puzzles, I think is what I called it. But it looks like this. So, and it was assigned on October 26th, Monday. Yeah, let's get into it. This unit is quadratics. We're gonna be defining it next class, really getting into it. But for today, we're just building up skills, math skills, that are going to be pieces of larger problems later in the unit. So we talked about box multiplication earlier today, and now I'm going to talk to you about X puzzles. This is going to be something that comes up when we factor quadratics. Okay, this is going to be one of those videos where I tell you to pause and think something through, or pause and write something down, and then come back and watch the video. So for right now, I'm going to describe these numbers in the X's. You're going to pause the video and try to see if you can figure out how the numbers are related to each other and find a pattern. Okay, so in this first one, we've got 30 on the top, 5 and 6 on the sides, and 11 on the bottom. Here we've got negative 42 on the top, negative 7 and 6 on the sides, and negative 1 on the bottom. We've got 24 on the top, negative 6 and negative 4 on the sides, and negative 10 on the bottom. And we've got 24 on the top again, this time 8 and 3 on the sides, and 11 on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and color code the ones on the sides in green. Either of these could be switched. It didn't matter if they were on the left and the right. What I mean by that is this last one could have easily been written as 24, 11, 3, and 8 instead of 8 and 3. And this would have been the same thing. These would have been kind of equal pictures. So the left and rights can switch. Go ahead and pause your video and see if you can find a pattern with these X puzzles. All right, you're back. Whoa, that was so fast. Okay, let's talk about how the numbers are related. Let's take a look at this one. If we do 5 times 6, so the left times the right, we get 30. And if we do 5 plus 6, the left plus the right, we get 11. So far, I could think that this pattern could be the side two numbers add to the bottom and multiply to the top. Let's check if that's true for the rest of them. So over here, if we do negative 7 times 6 and negative 7 plus 6, we in fact do get 42 and negative 1. All right, looking good, looking promising. Let's try this one. We've got negative 6 times negative 4 and negative 6 plus negative 4. Negative times a negative is a positive. 6 times 4 is 24. And then plus a negative just turns into minus, and we get negative 10. So we're looking good on this one as well. And then you can verify this last one for yourself, but it also works for this. So the rule that I want you to write down in your own words is that we multiply to the top and add to the bottom when we fill in the left and the right, and that the left and the right can switch places. So try to describe that in a few sentences. Try to put that into your own words so you can have that for your own notes, and I will I'll add comments on your homework based on what you wrote. All right, so now the next part of the work is a couple of X's that are half filled in, and we want to be good at filling in the rest of them, right? We particularly want to be good, to be honest, at these versions, where we have the number on top and bottom, and we're trying to find the two sides. But for right now, let's just get good at all of it. Here, I wanted to talk about how there can be a lot of ones that look similar on the top, right, that have massively different things on the bottom, and how to approach things when like they don't just click, right? Because if we come up here and we say it multiplies to 2 and adds to 3, we should say that's 2 and 1. Bada bing, right? When I say something like what multiplies to 15 and adds to 8, maybe this takes a little thinking. So what I want to do off to the side is any time where it's not just like coming to me and I need a strategy for like what to think through and how to think through this, I'm going to write my top number at the top, and then I'm going to write all the ways that I can multiply and get that number. And each version is going to have like a positive and a negative version. This is for this top row. Probably should delete these orange parts because that's going to be a different color. Sorry for making y'all wait. But editing takes too hard. I'm not editing this out. I'm not a YouTuber. Okay. So now that we have our list of things that do multiply to 15, right? We've got 1 and 15 multiplied to 15. We've got 3 and 5. And then we did the negative versions of both because we know when a negative is multiplied by a negative, it equals a positive. Nice. So now we go here. Which ones of these add to 8? These ones add to 8, right? These ones add to negative 8. These ones add to negative 16. And these ones add to 16. So the way I'm organizing my thoughts is I take my top one, I write all the ways in which I could multiply, because that's usually not that many, and then I, off to the side, add those factors to see what they add to, and then I can say, oh, the first x is 8, that needs to be a 3 and a 5. The second x is negative 8, negative 3 and negative 5. 16 is 1 and 15, and this one's negative 1 and negative 15, and I didn't get it for free, because I did have to do a little bit of work to make this kind of table. But once I make the table, then I get a lot of it for free. So let's try again, but with the negative 15 instead, right? When we've got negative 15 on top, we come off to the side. You're always allowed to just do it in your head. You don't have to show this work if you don't need to do it. But sometimes when I get stuck, when there's like a huge number or like a number that I'm not really used to, I like to come off to the side here and actually write out the factors so that I have a list to look at. It's easier to think when you're looking at something. Over here, if I'm multiplying to negative 15, that means one of them needs to be negative and one of them needs to be positive on each listing. Now I'm going to come back in with a different color and say, when I add them up, this one equals 14, 1 plus negative 15 equals negative 14, negative 3 plus 5 is 2, and 3 plus a negative 5 is 3 minus 5 is negative 2. So now when I say which one adds to 2, I go doop, doop, doop. Oh, it's this one, right? So I put a negative 3 and a 5. I look for the negative 2. You know, I keep going, etc. And then I'm going to do a couple more examples of ones where different parts are missing. We're doing different stuff. So over here, I'm going to say what multiplies to 105 and adds to 22. Okay, well, definitely 1 times 105 works. Oh, so over here, already, if I'm multiplying to a positive number, I know that's either a plus times a plus or a minus times a minus. If I'm adding to a positive number, if my two numbers added up together are positive, then definitely both of these are going to be positive. The negative times negative won't work. So I'm going to go ahead and only write out the positive versions of this. So 1 times 105 works. It's not divisible by 2. It is divisible by 3. I'm going to get out my calculator. By that I mean my phone. 105 divided by 3 is 35. I don't think it's divisible by 4. 105 divided by 4. Nope. 105 divided by 5 definitely works. It's 21. And then the last one is actually 7. 7 times 15 is 105. Yeah. So we go down this list. We try to find all the factors of 105. And if you need help with this process, let me know. I'll help you in office hours. And then we say, okay, let's add these up and see if any of them equal 22. This one's 106, that one's out. This one's 38, that one's out. This one's 26, so close not yet. This one's 22, so we get to finish this puzzle with 7 and 15. Great. If we come down here, we have the left and the right, and we know that this one is those numbers multiplied, and this one is those numbers added. So we just have to say, what's negative 3 times negative 10? Positive 30. What's negative 3 plus negative 10? Negative 13. I think this is the most straightforward version, when you have the left and the right, and you're trying to find the top and the bottom. Okay. We know that 2, for this one, is equal to negative 8 plus some mystery number. So we can write an equation, add 8 to both sides, and get that this needs to be 10 in order for negative 8 plus this something to be 2. So we used the information we were given, and we used the relationship with negative 8 that we had to solve for the next number, and then we multiply these numbers and get the top. Similarly for over here, if we have the top number, we know that negative 27 is 9 times the next number, which means y is negative 3. And now we add 9 plus a negative 3, which turns into 9 minus 3, which turns into 6 to finish out this X puzzle. All right, y'all, go through this assignment. See if you can write out your version of the pattern so you can remember it in your own words, and fill in the rest of the X puzzles so we can practice making this an automatic process. If you need help, come to office hours. See y'all Thursday.